If you do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Listen, I'm easy to find.
And then they can kiss my ass.
What's going on, y'all? Nathan back with another video presentation. Good evening. Hope we're all doing well. Hope you're all ready for Friday tomorrow. Hope you got something planned. Hope the work day was great for you. As you see in the title of this video, actually, before I get into that, there's a few things I want to say up front. Check out the previous videos if you hadn't already. Interview with Erica Bird McCall. That's up. Check that out if you haven't already. Sean Spencer, what's going on, sir? Good to see you. Good to see you. Absolutely. Good to see you. NBA Finals preview right now, and it's almost a minute left in the third quarter. Boston's down 12 going into the fourth. As I said, whatever happens, it's Golden State wins. Regardless, whoever wins this is going to end. It's going to end season 8. I need to get on to season 9. I got some things I want to do. There is a video that we'll post this weekend. If it's not Saturday, it'll be Sunday. The 30 for 30 Dream On with the Team USA women's basketball team. I haven't got an opportunity to watch it. My mind has been focused on a couple other things. So I have not gotten an opportunity. Please forgive me on that. You see the title. We're recapping the Phoenix Mercury and New York Liberty. I wanted to go live earlier, but some things happened outside of YouTube where I kind of couldn't go live right away, and the game had already started. It's kind of time went by fast. So I'll start with the Mercury game. We beat the Phoenix Mercury after losing in overtime, 83-65. It was much needed payback. I thought everything that I saw, particularly in the first quarter, it was 21-19. That's what in second and going in this, it was back and forth. Skylar got going early, Dinah got going early, Tina got going early a little bit. Going into the second half of that game, that's where it was key for me because we went up going in a half up 10. Washington in that game, let me look at the box score. I think just going in the first half, shot 22%. Actually, going in the half, we shot 36% in the second quarter. Shakira Austin led us in that quarter with 6 points. I thought the offensive touches were better. Washington took control of points in the paint. Washington had second chance points. Our biggest lead was 14. Looking at Phoenix, they really weren't. I mean, the Diamond DeShields and Skylar Diggins Smith were the only 11 points in the second quarter. There was nothing they could do, and then going in the second half of that game, that's where things really looked better. Everything offensively clicked. The third quarter, we took advantage of a 17-point lead a couple rallies. Phoenix tried to rally back a couple times. But when it was all said and done, all the smoke was cleared. Again, going into the third quarter, that was really the quarter I thought was really big. I'm looking at, if you look at the third quarter, Ariakis has 7 points. We shot 43% as a team, 50% from three. Again, points in the paint, we outperformed them. Fast break points, Phoenix only had 4, compared to our 2. Just that second half, it just was really, it was a tale of two different halves. I mean, Phoenix shot 46% from three. And then I'm also looking at the amount of turnovers off points. We had 10. We shot a little bit better from the field. I mean, when it was again, I think a lot of it just comes from starts with our defense. I think that was the thing that was missing, and also too, when you have an MVP caliber player like Elena Deladon, things will gel, will come together. But we should not have lost the first time. Tina Charles going in the fourth quarter. Well, in the third quarter, she had 11 of her 19 points. I mean, she was just. I mean, they just. I was surprised. Like this, I think it was like 4 straight possessions. She's just taking those shots. I gotta give Shakira Austin her flowers. Like Shakira. I keep saying it, from being the the third overall pick, and she's battled Sylvia Fallows and now Tina Charles. I know in the post game she thought it was a dope moment for her. She's trying to get excited about the moment. She talked about how Alicia Clark challenged her to step up to the plate, and she did her thing. Now, the fact that there was a possession, I mean, when Shakira was hitting the ball, I mean, she's taking 2 or 3 dribbles without hesitation, and just going on Tina, and I'm like, there's no fear, and like that's something that you got to give Coach Yo at Ole Miss, her training staff that's worked with Shakira, and even I'll even say Maryland too. That a lot of that is you see growth, and Shakira Austin is proving her worth for sure. A lot of people were like, hey, even he made it clear on draft night, he didn't really go be on the bench clapping. That's pretty happy. That's what Coach T said. And now look, her role is so big. You have to that she's kind of a difference maker. Now, Elena was back out there in the starting lineup. She had back spasms. She said, she needed a little bit of rest because let me keep it real. This schedule has been really, really something else. What's this here? Hey, what's going on, Andrew? Good to see you. This schedule's been really something. These quick turnarounds. And I also believe we're in the midst of FIBA. So the fact that they're playing 36 games, the games where there's really no rest, there's really no practice. These quick turnarounds, he's preserving Elena really come down the stretch, August, September. You don't want to use her now and then come down the stretch. There's possibility of injuries. So he's really preserving her as much as he can, and I respect that. But I mean, 7 points in 26 minutes. Look good out there. Natasha Cloud also continued her streak of 5 or more assists. I know she did it tonight against New York. She just doesn't care about the record, but I really do think it matters when she gets others involved. Because again, she is the heart and soul offensively and defensively. She sets the tone for us on the court every night, and whether we like that or not. She's a difference maker. I mean, her shot, I believe it's had its good nights, had its bad nights, but she's going to do everything in her power to make sure her teammates get the ball first. Now I'm going to play a little bit of that game. I mean, the post game of Phoenix versus Washington. I'm just going to play Coach T's questions, and we're going to get into the loss tonight. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. It's having some technical errors. There we go. Try this again.
A little bit more juice out there tonight. A little cleaner games, right?
A little cleaner, fewer turnovers, free throws. All of that looks a whole lot better. And I thought we did a really good job of kind of, even when we had a couple breakdowns, of staying with our defense. We made a few mistakes early on, and yet we fixed it. Next time down the floor. We gave up some things to take away some others. But our players understood that. Did a better job on Skyler tonight.
I do want to apologize if the audio sounds choppy, because I mean they're also recording on Zoom, so it does make things a little bit difficult to hear. So I do apologize.
I got going a little bit, but in general, that ball. Can't say enough about what Shakira did. Especially the game, getting us extra possessions, scoring inside, and it just quite good. We got a lot of good performances on the top. Tosh has 10 assists. We have 23 assists for the game. 30 baskets. That's pretty good.
That's what I was going to ask about Shakira. Another night where she goes against another former MVP. She seems to be playing without any fear or hesitation.
She has no fear. She just doesn't. I mean, as I told you guys before, we interviewed her for the draft. She was looking forward to all these players to play against because the people she had looked up to, they play her position. She's trying to steal from parts of their games, and she wants to go test herself against them.
Thank you. Sorry.
What'd you see from Elena tonight, coming back after missing a couple games?
I mean, I think they paid a lot of attention to her. They kind of played her nose to nose most of the night. She hasn't really had any practice time with us for a while. So, we're taking her in and out. I'm trying to limit her to 4 or 5 minute segments at most. So it's just more getting rhythm. We didn't get her a lot of shot attempts, but that's partly their defense was saying, okay, the rest of you score, we're not letting Elena score. I think that's partly sometimes why Shakira could get loose, because there's so much attention being paid to Elena by their post players that she's what I would call a significant decoy sometimes, because and that's a real thing. I mean, to have somebody be guarded that closely to open up lanes for other people tonight. I thought she was good. I think we'll only get better.
Have you decided whether she'll travel?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it later. The original intention was probably not in play Sunday against Connecticut. So we said we would revisit it either tonight or tomorrow morning to see how she recovers from today.
Last thing for me real quick, going back to Tosh, she's on this stretch where she's at 18 straight games with 5 or more assists. What do you think is behind just that consistency, that dates back to last season?
Well, the honest answer is, I said it the other night, is that she had a lot of those same passes last year. People missed shots. It's just come from your teammates making shots. And we didn't shoot well last year for long stretches, and that was not a reflection on her. I mean, the same passes were being delivered. She's been consistent about this, but your teammates have to make this. And so I think part of it is, I think she's penetrating, finding people, but I also think, she's finally got some teammates around her who are being more consistent. And I think there's games she probably should have had 13 or 14 right now, and we've had bad shooting games. And she still kept the streak going.
Hey, Coach, back to Shakira for a little bit. To what degree was she kind of creating her own offense versus, running in any sets and, recovering from that? To what degree was she just kind of
It's not a matter of her creating offense. It's being a byproduct of how we're being played and setting a good screen. And she creates a lot of her good offense by, setting great screens and rolling to the basket or working hard to get offensive rebound position. I mean, I've told a lot of post players over the course of my career that you can get 10 and 10 every night if you run the middle lane, you set good screens, and you rebound the ball. Because if you get two offensive putbacks in a game and get a middle lane run or pick and roll lane, and you do those things, you can foul a couple. That's 10 points without me ever running a play for you. And she's bought into that. Like, okay, I can do that. And so she does.
What do you think of the job that Alicia did on Diana?
I thought it was terrific. And Diana, they've played against each other for so long now. They almost laugh at each other sometimes about, okay, you knew that move was coming, or I knew your move was coming. I thought that, we tried as best we could kind of take their legs from them a little bit. They're, on a road trip. They play games like us every other day. And I feel like we're a little bit deeper than they are right now. And so we try to take advantage of that.
And on the other side of the ball for Alicia, Mitch obviously found her stroke a little bit more today. But how important is it for her? She always sprints down the transition. Notice?
Yeah, I mean, that's a habit for her. She and Ariel are good bookends in that regard because they are willing to do it consistently. And I think we can do a better job over the course of the season at finding them a little bit earlier. I think we've been late finding them sometimes.
Coach, you talked about the turnovers on your 10 and the free throws over that stand. Was it considered accurate practice the last couple of days or just pros?
We haven't practiced. we literally had a shoot around. We haven't practiced. So no, it's just people get in.
I just want to point out that you're going to hear that in the next clip that I play after I recap the Liberty performance.
And get to the free throw line.
I just want you guys to remember that.
Elizabeth made hers tonight, and taking care of the ball is just being a little more focused on not trying to make home run plays, make singles. We don't need grand slams every time down.
Hey, Coach, compared to the last game, I know you said it was a wicked opportunity. How did you like the response tonight with some of the earnings that you felt like you were proud of?
Like I said, the turnovers are having 9 or 10 turnovers. One I guess was a shot clock violation. That's giving us more opportunities to score. Tonight we got 71 field goal attempts. We haven't been getting that as a general rule. The less turnovers, the more shots you have at scoring. I think that I was better pleased with our pick and roll defense tonight. Up making Tarasi feel another defender coming forward, having McBurn and Skyler make extra passes for them to score.
You kind of touched on it, but go back to that thing called grit. How did you like the challenge of Shakira? She didn't back down at all. She looked fearless.
This was my question.
I thought we
Shout
had
to
grit
Wayne
on
Cole.
our team tonight. They're a hard team to guard. You have
That was the question I was going to ask him.
high-end scorers in their starting lineup. I mean, they've all been all-stars. 3 of their starters are Olympians. Diamond's been on the national team pool and it's been a part of USA. So you're talking about elite players offensively. You have to be at your best defensively to take that away from them.
And finally, just want to ask you about Shatori. Look like she's getting her shot back, confidence back. What do you
Starting to
thoughts on
come
that?
back. She's not hesitating as much. I told her, I don't take too many players out for missing open shots. I'll take them if they pass up an open shot. And I hope the message is clear right now. Zoom.
All right, Coach. We'll take one question from Zoom. Takashi.
Okay, so then what ended up happening tonight, we lost 77-65.
What the hell was that? Hey, what the hell? You freaking kidding me?
I have a couple questions. I don't know where was the same team that from Tuesday beats Phoenix after losing an overtime on your home court to come out on the road against New York, a New York team that doesn't have Benijah Laney. Dee Richards was on minutes restriction. Rebecca Allen's out. Jocelyn Willoughby's out. That, Jesus. At some point, there's going to have to be some adjustments because the ball movement, I question it. I would like to see more driving kicks, driving kick. I like to see something where you attempt to draw a foul, something. I'm also kind of starting to get annoyed with hearing it starts with our defense. Yo, we have champions on this team. I don't care if they were in Seattle, here. I don't care. We've got champions. It starts with our defense. I've heard that in some of the games we've lost. There has to be some accountability. To have, I'm looking at this box score. In the first quarter, the first quarter was a little bit back and forth. It came down to who was going to defensively bend or break first. Washington did okay. They shot 40% from the field, and also shot 57% from three. New York, 47%. Washington, points in the paint compared to New York, 20-6. Second chance points, 6-0 Mystics. 3-0 in fast break points, 3-0 Mystics. Mystics were up 4. That was the biggest lead, and Liberty up 6. There were 5 times the game was back and forth. There were 4 lead changes. The fact, when you look at this whole, I'm just looking, what's an alarming stat is that points in the paint, 44 points we allowed in the paint. But New York struggled horrendously bad, was horrendous from 3. They shot 19% from 3. But we let them shoot 45% from the field.
What? What? And you got to be kidding me.
The New York Liberty coming in this month was arguably the best three-point shooting team. Get them off the 3 line, defense. We take away the 3, but we're giving the paint. Natasha Howard was responsible for half of their points in the paint. I mean, y'all, that's not going to win basketball games. Natasha Howard had 27 points. The most points, 30 shots she took in the paint. Sabrina Ionescu did not have a great game. She had 10 points, 3-16 from the field. She missed 8 threes. But guess what? She was getting her teammates involved. Johannes had 4 points. I mean, you didn't really get a productive Liberty team, but this is another game, like the Phoenix one Sunday, where we're giving it away. We should have beaten them tonight. I mean, how do you explain I mean, I'm looking at 0 of 6 from the field, 4 of 10, 2 for 8, 6 for 14, 4 0 of 4. Like, you're not going to win basketball games like that. Maisha Hines-Allen had 1 point. That's my point forward. Natasha Cloud and Ariel Atkins were the only two in double figures. I mean, the rest of this box score, everybody had triple singles. I'm not trying to sound like an asshole, but we've got champions. I mean, at some point, and listen, I understand it. The season, I don't like it. This is for all the teams. This schedule sucks. These quick turnarounds. There's no practice day. We got 4 or 5. We got 4 games after Connecticut Sunday where they're back. Like, that's crazy. Like, I get it. There are just gonna be nights where shots just don't fall. But I'm tired of seeing. I'm to the point where I'm getting annoyed seeing one game we're playing championship caliber. The next we're playing below standards. And then just to add, Elena Deladon was not with the team, but 44 points in the paint. That's not Mystic. That's not Mystic defense. Offensively, I couldn't find anyone else other than Natasha Cloud. She has 7 assists. I mean, the interior defense really was a story of tonight's game. Just in the first quarter, was layup line for them, for New York. I mean, 20 of New York's points came from the paint. Serena Esco looking like this, just dropping dimes out there. 10 assists. I mean, she put 10 points, 9 assists. I mean, what am I looking at?
I just don't know what to say.
Just not playing? Okay. Well, my clip won't play. But,
Oh my God.
I'm very, very disappointed to see that kind of performance tonight. I know they're better than that. And I'm to the point also where I'm getting really kind of annoyed hearing, well, without having our MVP caliber player, that makes a big difference. At some point, we got to start developing an identity beyond Elena. Like, don't get me wrong, she is an MVP caliber player, but I need others to step up. I shouldn't see 0 of 6 from the field. I shouldn't see that. Shouldn't mildly struggling from 3, 27%, 13 turnovers. But I mean, on the defensive side of the ball,
I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. This is disgusting. It's disgraceful. It's embarrassing. And I'm ticked off. It don't make any sense. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable. And something needs to be done about it. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
I mean, there's really nothing more I can say. We lost. We got to get ready for Father's Day. We got Connecticut. I mean, these are simple things. Like I'm just going to we played like they played like shit. I'm sorry to say that. excuse my French, but that's not Mystic basketball that I know. And they're capable, and I know that they're capable of fixing these things. But come on now, the good teams, they get it done. Look at Chicago, Seattle. Those teams, they know what it takes. I know what the Washington Mystics can do. These are all simple fixes. It's easy. I think just take a look in the mirror and saying, I gotta play better. That's it. I need others to step up. That's it. That's not asking for much. But to watch that tonight, that was embarrassing. Let me go ahead and play the clip. And also, too, I just want to give a shout out to Jen Hatfield. This was a good question she asked. And when Coach T is frustrated after a game, I know he was just very frustrated. You could just look at his body language. But roll the tape.
Offensive playing tonight, especially the second and third quarter. What's your perspective on that?
I mean, we kind of stunk tonight. We had, a bunch of people not play well at all offensively. I mean, we weren't great defensively either. I mean, we didn't play well offensively. I mean, you can't shoot 37%, think you're going to win very many games on the road. We wasted a really good night by Natasha. I thought she played her butt off. Tried to keep us in it. But teams are figuring some stuff out about us, and we need to figure out a way to combat it. I think the other thing is that, normally we've been good at defending the paint. Tonight we gave up 44 points in the paint. We usually average giving up about 28 to 30, somewhere in there. And we probably helped Natasha Howard's candidacy for Player of the Week tonight. I mean, she was really good, and a lot of it is credit to her, but we didn't do a very good job of defending her either.
No, we didn't.
And once she gets going and cutting behind people and slashing to the basket, it's tough to handle.
We talked pregame about the last time you faced them, you weren't happy with some open threes that they were getting. Was that almost an overcompensation where it was like?
No, I don't think it was an open compensation. I think Natasha Howard played better. We had she had to worry about defending Elena quite a bit of the game in that game, and so she had to work harder at the defensive end. I thought we did a better job of staying attached to her last game and not letting her slide behind us, but they clearly were prepared on how to take care of some of that. Sabrina didn't have a good shooting night, but she was a very willing passer tonight. And so was Johannes. I mean, the two of them had 16 assists between them. And I thought they controlled what their offense did without shooting the ball. I mean, it's perfect proof of a team that, didn't have a great shooting night from a couple of their players, but they made sure the ones that were hot got the ball. And, Howard and Hanju were really good.
Did you try to, I know you said, I don't know, it was a couple days ago, but at some point you were thinking about getting more minutes for the reserves because the starters were getting a little tired, and it seemed like the minutes were a little bit more balanced throughout. Was that a conscious thought, or did they just?
Part of it is the starters weren't playing very well. So for me, I mean, they didn't deserve to be out there, some of them. I mean, when you're starting lineup, you go through it and they all at one point were minus close to the teens. It's not a good night.
It's not.
I assume Elena will be back Sunday.
That's the intent. She's going to play probably in Seattle and Vegas. Probably skip LA. That's the plan right now. Yep.
Any other in person?
No.
We'll go to Jen.
I just want to play this one question from Jen. I want you to the frustration was not at her. He just was frustrated to look at the box score and see that pretty much everybody was was negative close to the teens. I mean, and then look at this box score. There's just the productivity on the offensive, the productivity offensively on the offensive side of the ball.
You mentioned teams are kind of figuring some things out about you guys. Can you say more about what you're struggling with?
No.
What about Maisha? She seemed to maybe not play her best after seeming to find a groove in a couple of games. What did you see from her tonight?
I saw her go 0 for 6 and she didn't have a good game.
Did you feel like she was hesitating or?
I have no idea. Jen, I'm being honest. I really don't know why we would have a night like the other night and then have a night like tonight. It doesn't make sense to me.
And it seems like the team, has sometimes had some good games and then followed by some bad games and then followed by some good games. Does that kind of up and down? Is that concerning to you at this point in the season or?
I would say tonight it's concerning. I don't think I've been that concerned before as far as our overall effort and consistency and all of that. Tonight was concerning because we've played this team before. I thought we would play better against them tonight than we did in the past, and we really didn't. We didn't score in either game very well, and that's a concern right now that our offense is so up and down.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Nathan.
Hey, Coach. Tosh continues her streak of dishing the ball, even though tonight the shots just weren't falling. How when you look at the offense without Elena, do you feel like that may have been a factor that makes a difference?
It makes a difference because you have an MVP candidate not in your lineup. I mean, that's part of our offensive struggles. And then, in and out of the lineup, it's hard for your team to get a little bit of a rhythm. But that's no excuse for people not.
Just for the record, the reason he keeps looking because they had the screen set up right there. Just letting y'all know.
Stepping up and just making open shots. I mean, you have to make shots. I thought we maybe let their length bother us a little bit. But, I don't have a simple answer for it. I mean, you go throughout the lineup. You have a 2 for 8, 0 for 6, 4 for 10, 0 for 2, 0 for 4.
That's
you got
just
a lot
not
of
going
those
to basketball
in
games.
your box score. It's probably not good.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Let me, because I didn't ask Kennedy Shatori.
I think you want to do.
I did ask Shatori a question. There was one from Tosh. Okay, so this is kind of funny because Tosh, they called my name, Shatori Walker. They called my name. She was getting critical. She thought she was done.
Hey, Shatori.
Oh, shit.
I played against a legend like that. I'm super blessed.
Appreciate the insight and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Nathan.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Shatori.
Oh, shit.
A question for you, Shatori. I'm looking at tonight and look at when you guys played Phoenix. How tough is it with Elena not out there, especially on the offensive side of the ball? Because it looks like the identity's not there offensively without Elena. Like, what was it from her not being playing tonight? Did that have an effect?
I mean, that's an MVP caliber player. So yes, we're going to look a little different, but I mean, we have enough. We have enough, and I think we've shown in the past that we have enough. Yes, and of course, we will always like to see Deladon out there with us, but like I said, we have enough, and we've shown, and we'll continue to show. But I mean, it's always a great day when she's suiting up with us.
And then, what do you guys typically do, like when you're off days? Like, do you go film practice? Like, what are those kind of things after games like this? Like, what do you guys do?
Definitely all of the above, definitely maintaining our bodies, looking at the schedule. Schedules are brutal for all teams. So definitely taking care of our bodies, but it's more mental, looking at film, getting better mentally, seeing the things that we can do. And then, moving on to the next game, because these games are going up fast. So you can't hang your head on, the past losses when we have a big one coming up on Sunday.
I appreciate you. Safe travels.
No problem. Thank you.
That's it, Tori. Thank you.
Thank you, Kara.
Point is simple. At the end of the day, we play like trash. I mean, I know trash may be a harsh word, but we got to play better. We can say it's the schedule all we want to, but look, just got to go out there and just push through. You're just going to be careful with the minutes. Everybody's making sure to take care of themselves, more importantly. But the fact that we're playing like we're playing up and they were playing down a certain competition, that's alarming. Especially a championship, a team that's won a championship, that has champions. Like, this is not a team like Indiana. The fact that this kind of scared. This is. I'm in the air with the Mystics about championship caliber right now. They are a playoff team. Championship caliber. I got to see some things change. The pace needs to be better. The ball movement has to be better. Cutting down the turnovers. And we have to really, really start developing an identity that's not Elena Deladon. I love Elena Deladon. But at some point, when do we start the transition? He's not going to be here that much longer. Like that's just we're going to be real about that. And I just tonight, and there's some other games these past few games, opportunities where I'm really looking forward to seeing who can step up in her absence. I know there's players, Alicia, Elizabeth, I know they're all capable of it. And I know we're going to have bad nights. I get it. But
Good Lord, thank the good Lord I am on FCC Airwaves. I thank the good Lord. It's hard to take, man.
So when are we gonna say something about it? You know what? I'm gonna walk away. I'll be right back because I'm scared I'm gonna say something that might get me in trouble. Because I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
So, with that being said, that's going to conclude the video. I just hate to see when they lose. It's disappointing because I know this team is capable of being arguably a top three to top five team in the league, and just it's the little things, and I know that they're capable of fixing it. It's just consistency. That's all I'm gonna say. This is Nathan signing off. Also, too, this is also Mystic Talk, brought to you by Women's Basketball, Vice 94 by 50 Women's Basketball Network. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I will catch you on the flip side. Y'all have a good night. Stay up.
Listen, I'm easy to find.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.
And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.